A Man Like None Other Chapter 51 to Chapter 60. Who attacked me? Feng Sihai fiercely pulled out the toothpick and roared loudly. However, in the depths of Feng Sihai's eyes, there is a trace of fear. Although his hard Qigong cannot be invulnerable, even if an ordinary person has a sharp weapon, he may not be able to break through his hard Qigong. But now a small toothpick actually pierced directly into his arm, which made Feng Sihai a little surprised. He never thought that there were masters hiding among these people. Everyone looked at each other, no one knew who moved the hand. Only Lin Tianhu looked at Chen Ping in surprise, with admiration in his eyes. It's me. Chen Ping takes a step forward. You. Feng Sihai looked at Chen Ping and frowned slightly. Chen Ping is only in his early 20s, how could a young man have such strength? Chen Ping, you, don't be too arrogant, it's not him. Su Yuqi was shocked and hurriedly brought Chen Ping back. Miss Su, Mr. Chen will be fine, you don't have to panic. Lin Tianhu stopped Su Yuqi. Boy, you have to pay the price of your life for showing off. Do you want to stand up for Lin Tianhu? Feng Sihai asked in a cold voice. Don't talk nonsense, if you want to do it, hurry up, I'm very busy. Chen Ping said expressionlessly. At this time, Chen Ping actually began to have a layer of light mist all over his body. This is the gathering of the surrounding aura, and then a hard protection is formed around Chen Ping's body. Except Su Yuqi was desperately calling for Chen Ping to come back, and no one was discouraging Chen Ping. All these people wanted to see if Chen Ping really had the ability to make Gu Wenchen respect him so much. Court death. A cold light flashed in Feng Sihai's eyes, and he rushed towards Chen Ping in an instant. Feng Sihai's speed was very fast, like a flash of lightning reaching Chen Ping in an instant, and then a fist as big as a sandbag swung towards Chen Ping. At this time, Chen Ping looked at Feng Sihai calmly. Facing the swift and violent punch, Chen Ping seemed to have never heard of it. Ah! Seeing this, Su Yuqi exclaimed, don't! But Feng Sihai didn't stop at all, and punched Chen Ping's chest fiercely. Bang! This punch is full of hundreds of pounds of power, even a horse, I am afraid that under this punch, it will die. However, the strange scene found that Chen Ping's body, which was only more than 100 pounds, did not move at all under this punch, but Feng Sihai's arms were strangely bent. The huge anti-vibration force caused Feng Sihai's arm to break directly, and the white bones of the forest penetrated the skin and were exposed. What? Feng Sihai cried out in pain, looking at his broken arm with disbelief. You can also harden Qigong? Feng Sihai asked with a twisted face. No, a little, it's just fur. Chen Ping sneered. However, no one would believe Chen Ping's words. How could a hard Qigong that even Feng Sihai couldn't break through? Su Yuqi opened her mouth wide. Seeing that Chen Ping was okay, her eyes were full of surprises. At this moment, Chen Ping was much taller in her eyes, and the love in her heart increased a bit. Who do you learn from? Why does my master, Ye Feng Chun's unique hard Qigong, do you too? Feng Sihai was a little puzzled, who did Chen Ping learn hard Qigong from? I have no sect, and I am not a hard Qigong. The so-called hard Qigong is just a trick to deceive people. Chen Ping smiled lightly and punched Feng Sihai in the chest. Feng Sihai spurted out a mouthful of blood and flew out. Chen Ping is not a hard Qigong, he is the method of cultivating immortals, not to mention Feng Sihai's punch, even a bullet can't penetrate Chen Ping's shield. Feng Sihai looked at Chen Ping in horror, the shock in his heart was beyond words. With Chen Ping's punch, Feng Sihai found that his hard Qigong was useless. Brother, if you can leave your name as taboo, I will come back to Feng Sihai to ask for advice another day. Feng Sihai knew that he was not Chen Ping's opponent, and there was no point in fighting. Feng Sihai would definitely withdraw first. Feng Sihai, do you want to leave? Tell you, Mr. Chen is here today, and this is your burial place. Lin Tianhu looked at Feng Sihai proudly. Feng Sihai's expression changed, and he looked at Chen Ping with fear. If Chen Ping really killed him, he might not be able to leave today. My name is Chen Ping, you can ask me for revenge at any time. If you don't agree, you can call your master. Chen Ping knew what Feng Sihai meant and smiled coldly. Mr. Chen, you can't let the tiger go back to the mountain. Seeing that Chen Ping really wanted to let Feng Sihai go, Lin Tianhu immediately persuaded him. I have my own measure, you step back. Chen Ping frowned slightly. Seeing that Chen Ping was going to be angry, Lin Tianhu was too frightened to speak anymore, so he hurried back. Okay, I remember, the green hills are always there, the green water is always flowing, we will have a future. Feng Sihai wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and waved his hand towards his hand, let's go. Feng Sihai took the people away, and there were only those people who attended the banquet left in the huge hall. Mr. Chen is really good at it, I really learned it today. Having such an ability at such a young age, Mr. Chen's future is immeasurable. Sure enough, a hero comes out of a boy. Everyone praised Chen Ping. Gu Wenchen didn't even think that Chen Ping was able to exorcise ghosts and subdue demons, yet his martial arts was so strong, which made him pay more attention to Chen Ping. Mr. Chen, forgive my ignorance, and I hope that Mr. Chen will not take offense. Tang Long came to Chen Ping with a face full of shame and apologized. It's okay. Chen Ping smiled slightly, but he didn't take it to heart. At this time, Su Wenzong looked at Chen Ping and couldn't help but smile. He now raised his hands in agreement with Su Yuqi and Chen Ping. You know Kung Fu, and you don't say anything in advance, I'll worry about you for a long time. Su Yuqi pretended to be angry and walked in front of Chen Ping, and then twisted Chen Ping's arm. Hey! Chen Ping frowned, showing great pain, it hurts. Su Yuqi was stunned when she looked at Chen Ping. I'm not trying hard? Why does it hurt? Su Yuqi was a little panicked. I was injured by Feng Sihai just now, and I have been holding on, but you are still screwing me. Chen Ping pretended to be in pain, and looked at Su Yuqi with complaints in his eyes. Where is the injury? Let me see, show me quickly, I don't know. Su Yuqi looked at Chen Ping's body in a panic, and looked like she was about to cry. Everyone around could see that Chen Ping was pretending, even Su Wenzong could see it, but he didn't say anything, but looked at the two of them quietly. Only Su Yuqi was too concerned and didn't realize that Chen Ping was pretending. Okay, as soon as you touch me, my injury is healed. Chen Ping was about to cry when he saw Su Yuqi, so he stopped coaxing her. As soon as Su Yuqi heard it, she immediately understood that she had been deceived. Okay, Chen Ping, I'll kill you. Su Yuqi raised a fist at Chen Ping, and Chen Ping ran away quickly. Seeing the two people fighting, everyone laughed. Gu Wenchen patted Su Wenzong on the shoulder. Mr. Su, your Su family has an unlimited future. Of course Su Wenzong understood what Gu Wenchen meant, and quickly said modestly, we have to rely more on Gu to take care of him. I think it should be your Su family who will take care of me in the future. Gu Wenchen laughed loudly. Panlong Bay Hilltop Villa. After Tang Hongying and Chen Baoqiu walked around, they were sitting in the living room to rest. They never dreamed that they could live in such a luxurious house. Although the house is only for them to live in temporarily, they are lucky enough. It seems that God is not mean to our family. Chen Ping has just been released from prison, and he can meet a good girl like Yuqi. I don't know how the two met. Tang Hongying said with a contented face. I don't know, but looking at Miss Su, she is a kind girl. Chen Baoqiu used to be a civil servant, and he has seen a lot of people of all kinds, so he is very accurate. You said that people are so rich, what do you like about Chen Ping? Tang Hongying has always been a little worried in the depths of her heart. After all, their family and others are simply wrong. But just when Chen Baoqiu was about to speak, a man in a suit and leather shoes suddenly pushed open the door and walked in. The man's sudden intrusion made Chen Baoqiu stunned for a moment. Let me answer you, in fact, Yuki is just playing with Chen Ping casually. Do you really think that the dignified Miss Su will take a fancy to your Chen Ping? Don't daydream, you don't have to think about it. Think about it, what does your Chen Ping have? He's just a poor boy who graduated from an ordinary university and has been in prison. If it was your daughter who fell in love with such a person, would you agree? It's just that your family's Chen Ping saved Yuki's father's life by accident. So Yuki is so enthusiastic to repay her kindness. Do you really think the two of them will get married? I'm Yuki's real boyfriend, and we've known each other for many years. The Green family and the Bamboo horses are in the same household. I advise you to give up early. Don't you know the virtues of your son? After the man finished speaking, he sneered at Chen Baoqiu and Tang Hongying, his eyes full of ridicule and disdain. After Tang Hongying and Chen Baoqiu heard the man's words, their faces turned red and white, but they were speechless. After being in prison, who would want to marry their daughter to such a person? Seeing the reactions of Tang Hongying and Chen Baoqiu, the man was very satisfied. He took out a piece of money from his bag and threw it in front of the two of them. Take the money and move out of here quickly. If you wait for the time to drive you away, you don't blame me for being ruthless. After the man finished speaking, he turned around and left, then got into a sports car outside the courtyard and walked away, leaving only Tang Hongying and Chen Baoqiu sitting there blankly. The two seemed to be knocked down from the sky to the mortal world at once, and returned to reality. After a while, Chen Baoqiu sighed heavily, got up and started to pack his things. They are not worthy of living here. Tang Hongying's eyes were slightly red, and tears kept rolling in her eyes. Chen Baoqiu simply tidied up, stepped forward and patted Tang Hongying on the shoulder lightly. Let's go, wait for Chen Ping to come back, talk to him well, let him recognize the reality, he and Miss Su are not the same after all. Chen Baoqiu and Tang Hongying left and returned to their original house. Hongying, I heard that you followed Chen Ping to live in a big villa, why are you back? Just returned to the original house, a middle-aged woman asked curiously. She's Aunt Wang, isn't she used to living here, so she moved back. Tang Hongying heard that the other party was her old neighbor Wang Chongfeng, so she smiled awkwardly. This Wang Chongfeng is also not easy. When the child is in her teens, her husband dies, and she has brought her daughter up by herself. It's good to move back, our old neighbors can still chat. Chen Ping just got out of prison, how can there be such a good thing? Let him live in the big villa, be careful not to let people use it. When the time comes, I will go in once. Ruined for a lifetime. Wang Chongfeng said indifferently. Although the words are not good, they don't have bad intentions, they belong to the kind of knife-mouthed tofu-hearted ones. Got it. Tang Hongying smiled and nodded. In the Regal Hotel at this time, the banquet was over and everyone had already left. Gu Wenchen left Chen Ping behind and said, Mr. Chen, you asked me to find the spirit pen and cinnabar, because it is true that the Taoist went out to seek medical treatment, it will take a while to come back. It's okay, you have been working hard. Chen Ping said with a slight smile. My mother's eyes have been so long, I don't care about waiting a few more days, after all, this kind of thing can't be rushed. Mr. Chen, what are you talking about? In the future, as long as Mr. Chen is useful, just speak up. Gu Wenchen said boldly. After a few greetings, Chen Ping planned to leave, but was stopped by Tang Long, and then Tang Long suddenly knelt down in front of Chen Ping. Mr. Chen is talented, I hope Mr. Chen can accept me as a disciple. Tang Long just saw Chen Ping's strength and wanted to defeat Chen Ping as his teacher. Chen Ping grabbed Tang Long's shoulder and lifted Tang Long up slightly. With my little ability, how can I be qualified to be a master? You think too highly of me. Chen Ping practiced Fahu, and following Tang Long and the other warriors were not the same thing, so there was no way to teach him anything. Could it be that he had to be taught the mind? Mr. Chen, you Tang Long, okay, since Mr. Chen said so, don't force it. Gu Wenchen stopped Tang Long, although Gu Wenchen himself is not a warrior, but he also understands some of the things inside. How can he easily teach others his own skills? Seeing this, Tang Long could only step aside and stop talking. Brother Tang, if you have anything, we can communicate and be your master, but I am absolutely not qualified for that. Chen Ping smiled apologetically. Thank you, Mr. Chen. Tang Long said with joy on his face. When Chen Ping left the hotel and returned to the Panlongguan villa, he found that his parents were not there. Taking out his mobile phone, Chen Ping called his parents. When he learned that Chen Baoqiu and Tang Hongying had returned to the original house, Chen Ping hurried back. Dad, Mom, what are you doing here? Are you not used to living in Panlong Bay? The air is better there and the environment is better, isn't it better than here? Chen Ping asked in confusion. Chen Baoqiu glanced at Chen Ping, and walked into the bedroom without saying anything, but Tang Hongying sighed, Chen Ping, you just got out of prison, don't always think about getting rich overnight. Yuki is a good girl, but you can't take this as a threat because you saved someone's father's life. You are not the same people, and it is impossible for you to come together. In the future, you can find a job in a down-to-earth way, and don't think about anything. Mom, did someone say something to you? Chen Ping frowned slightly. Don't worry about it, I said, you don't have to deal with Suyuki anymore, and the house in Panlong Bay is still given to others, and your dad and I will not go there either. I don't ask you to be rich, you just need to find a good share. Work, just marry a daughter-in-law and inherit the line. Tang Hongying's tone was a little heavy, and it looked like she was angry. Seeing that his mother was angry, Chen Ping didn't dare to say anything, so he could only nod his head. Mom, I'll listen to you. Over the years, my mother has cried and blinded her eyes for herself. I don't know how much she has suffered. Chen Ping doesn't want to make his mother angry anymore. Seeing Chen Ping being so happy, he agreed. Tang Hong said in a softer tone, I asked your father to contact your uncle Zhang, go see tomorrow, and see if he can help you find a job, and Hanin from your Aunt Wang's family is also after graduating. I heard that you have found a good job and earned a lot of money. You two have known each other since childhood. Although Tang Hongying can't see with her eyes, she has always been thinking about big and small things in her heart. What to say, if the two children agree, I have no objection. After all, I also watched Chen Ping grow up. It's not a problem for him to go to jail. At this time, Wang Chongfeng walked in with a large bowl. This is the sauce I made myself, you can try it. Aunt Wang. When Chen Ping saw Wang Chongfeng walking in, he hurriedly reached out and took the bowl. Since Chen Ping came to Hongcheng when he was a teenager, he has been a neighbor with Wang Changfeng's family, so the two have a very good relationship. Aunt Wang, you're too polite, Hanin's child, I also grew up watching him, he is sensible and beautiful. If our two families can really be married, that would be great. Tang Hongying got up and pulled Wang Chongfeng to sit down together. Hongying, my family Hanin really came to your house, and I'm relieved. After all, I'm just such a daughter, and I have to count on her when I'm old, so I don't want her to marry away. I'll call Hanin tonight, let her go home and let's have dinner together. Wang Chongfeng said happily. It can be seen that she is also very satisfied with Chen Ping. Okay, but I heard that Hanin has found a good job and earns a lot of money. Tang Hongying nodded happily. I earn a lot of money, but if I don't go home all day, it's hard for me to see her. Wang Chongfeng said, picked up the phone and called his daughter. Soon the call was connected, and Wang Hanin's lazy voice came, Mom, why are you calling me at this hour? I'm still sleeping. You child, it's already afternoon, why are you still sleeping? Don't you have to go to work? Wang Chongfeng was stunned. Oh, I have to work overtime tonight, so take a nap in the afternoon, what's the matter? Wang Hanan asked hurriedly. Oh, your brother Chen Ping has been released from prison. I want to tell you to go home at night, and let's have a meal together. Wang Chongfeng said. Mom, I don't have time, just wait a few days, these 2 days are too busy. After speaking, Wang Hanan hung up the phone directly. Wang Chongfeng looked a little embarrassed listening to the busy tone on the phone. He Aunt Wang, since Hanan is too busy, let's change it another day, it's not worse than 1 or 2 days. Tang Hongying was afraid that Wang Chongfeng would be angry, and hurriedly persuaded her. Hey, now that the child is older, it's really not obedient at all. Wang Chongfeng sighed. Wang Chongfeng stayed at Chen Ping's house until the evening, while Chen Ping had nothing to do and planned to go out for a walk. At this moment, Lin Tianhu called and wanted to invite Chen Ping to a meal. Chen Ping was Lin Tianhu's boss at the scene, and of course Lin Tianhu wanted to curry favor with Chen Ping. Originally Chen Ping wanted to refuse, but after thinking about it, if he went home for dinner, Wang Chongfeng was still at their house, and it was estimated that they would have dinner together. At the dinner table, he would definitely nag him with his parents, so Chen Ping agreed. Come down. Lin Tianhu wanted to pick up Chen Ping, but Chen Ping refused, took a taxi and headed towards the restaurant that Lin Tianhu said. In the past few years when Chen Ping was imprisoned, Hongchang developed very fast. There are dozens of bars and KTVs in a small city. At night, the bright neon lights flashed, and the streets were full of handsome men and beautiful women. Just when Chen Ping's taxi passed a Fenjiao bar, he suddenly saw a familiar figure, dressed in beautiful clothes, walking into the bar with a few girls. Wang Hanan. Chen Ping frowned slightly. Calling in the afternoon, this Wang Hanan also said that he worked overtime at night. Why did he suddenly appear in the bar? Could it be that this Wang Hanan has been working in the bar? In order to find out, Chen Ping stopped the taxi, and after paying the fare, he followed Wang Hanan all the way in. At this time, the lights in the bar were very hot, and the flashing lights made people feel dizzy. Chen Ping saw that Wang Hanan followed a few girls into the bar, and was taken directly behind by 2 waiters. When Chen Ping wanted to follow him, he was stopped. Sir, I'm sorry, this is our backstage, guests cannot enter. Chen Ping glanced inside and found that Wang Hanan was no longer there, so he found a corner and sat down. He wanted to see what Wang Hanan was doing here. Soon, Wang Hanan and a few girls came out, but at this time, they were only wearing sexy underwear, and a large amount of snow-white skin was exposed. Several people walked quickly to the stage in the middle of the bar, and in an instant, several strong lights hit a few girls, making the people in the bar instantly boil, shouting and whistling. Wang Hanan and a few girls twisted their bodies, and it could be seen that Wang Hanan's movements were still a little stiff, and no other girls were flexible, but Wang Hanan was also twisting hard, trying to squeeze a smile on her face. Others could also see Wang Hanan's jerkiness, and they all set their sights on Wang Hanan, and some even picked up the money and threw it at Wang Hanan. Chen Ping frowned and looked at Wang Hanan on the stage. He couldn't believe his eyes. He never imagined that Wang Hanan, who had always been shy and well-behaved, would come to the bar and become a dancer. Looking at the banknotes on the stage, Wang Hanan kept bending over to pick them up. Under the stage, a group of men with red eyes glowed, staring at Wang Hanan's body, like hungry wolves. Seeing this, Chen Ping got up and walked to the edge of the stage. After taking out a banknote, he threw it directly on the stage. There were thousands of dollars. When Wang Hanan saw that someone had lost so much money, he immediately smiled, "Thank you, big brother." But when Wang Hanan's eyes touched Chen Ping's, Wang Hanan's body shook slightly, and the expression on his face became obviously unnatural. Quickly withdrawing his gaze, Wang Hanan pretended not to see Chen Ping, bent down and hurriedly picked up all the money, and then still twisted on the stage, but there was no smile on his face. Chen Ping's actions caused many people to look over, but after seeing Chen Ping dressed in ordinary clothes and covered with street goods, all of them showed sarcastic smiles. Dude, with your outfit, I'm afraid you won't be able to surpass 200 yuan, right? You can't handle the little girl above, so hurry up and leave. If you can't earn a few thousand yuan a month, you'll lose money in a while. It's still here. At this time, a middle-aged man patted Chen Ping on the shoulder and said. Chen Ping ignored him, but stared straight at Wang Hanin. He couldn't understand, can a person really change so much in just 3 years? Wang Hanin turned around, not facing Chen Ping, but in the other direction, twisting vigorously, while the other girls on the stage came over. Handsome man, let's get to know you. A dancer squatted down, stretched out her fair arm, and touched Chen Ping's face. Chen Ping is the favorite of these dancers. Don't look at the money, but once you catch it, the monthly salary can be handed over obediently. Chen Ping turned his head slightly and ducked, and did not let the dancer touch him, and his eyes never left Wang Hanin's body. Beauty, let me meet you. There was a man on the side with a wicked smile, suddenly grabbed the dancer's hand, and suddenly pulled down. Ah! The dancer didn't pay attention and was pulled off the stage. The men around were like hungry tigers rushing towards the dancer, touching them with their hands up and down. At this time, I want to come forward to take advantage of it and eat some tofu. Fuck me away, do you want to die? At this time, a woman wearing professional attire and heavy makeup came over and yelled, and behind the woman were 4 strong men with 5 big and 3 thick men. Seeing this, the men who were crazy just now scattered, and all ran back. Sister Yan! The dancer who had just been dragged off the stage stood up and shouted to the woman with a look of grievance. At this time, the dancer's body was covered with traces of being touched, and even the clothes on her body were deformed by pulling. Get off! Sister Yan frowned slightly and yelled at the dancer. The dancer was terrified and hurried to the backstage. Sister Yan glanced around, and then looked at Chen Ping, who was the only one standing on the edge of the stage, and said nothing, but said to Wang Hanin on the stage, Hanin, come down. Hearing her calling, Wang Hanin hurriedly stopped and walked off the stage. Sister Yan, what's the matter? The big boss is here, let you go and accompany you. Sister Yan said directly. I saw Wang Hanin's body trembled slightly, with a very reluctant expression on his face, but he didn't dare to say anything, so he could only follow Sister Yan away. When passing by Chen Ping, Wang Hanin deliberately lowered his head and did not dare to look at Chen Ping. Hanin! As soon as Chen Ping shot, he grabbed Wang Hanin's arm. You know him? Seeing Chen Ping holding Wang Hanin, Sister Yan frowned slightly and asked Wang Hanin. No. Don't know. Wang Hanin hurriedly shook his head, then looked at Chen Ping and said, Who are you? Let me go, I still have to go to work. Wang Hanin broke free from Chen Ping and followed Sister Yan towards the backstage. That Sister Yan glared at Chen Ping and left without saying anything. Hanin, the big boss is very serious about you. You can't make trouble at this time, especially if you can't find a boyfriend. If you can follow the big boss, don't talk about your loan sharks. Don't worry, I will follow you in the future. On the way, Sister Yan said to Wang Hanin. Wang Hanin's face was not very good looking, but she still tried her best to squeeze out a smile. Sister Yan, how could the big boss like me, but the big boss takes great care of Yan's sister. Wang Hanin didn't want to follow the big boss of this bar, a big bald fat man who looked a little disgusting. Although she had no way to force herself to be a dancer in the bar, she didn't want to degenerate to the point of being a mistress for others. I am old, and it will be the world of your young people from now on. As Sister Yan said, she looked at Wang Hanin with envy and jealousy. In their line of work, age is capital. Once you get older, you have no advantage at all. If you don't get swept out of the house, it's already very good. Soon, the two came to a large and luxurious office. After entering the door, a bald middle-aged man was sitting on the sofa with a bottle of red wine in front of him. Seeing the middle-aged man, Sister Yan bowed slightly and said, "Boss, Hanin is here." "Well, haven't you received guests?" the middle-aged man asked. "No, the boss has explained it, how dare I not listen?" Sister Yan hurriedly shook her head. "Go out." The middle-aged man waved his hand. That Yan sister backed out, not forgetting to wink at Wang Hanin, and closed the door. Wang Hanin's body trembled slightly, facing the big boss alone. Wang Hanin was very scared. "Old boss!" Wang Hanin shouted timidly. The middle-aged man looked up at Wang Hanin with a bit of lust in his eyes, and grinned, "Don't be nervous, I won't eat you, come and sit." The middle-aged man patted the sofa beside him. Although Wang Hanin was very scared, he didn't dare not to listen, so he could only move over step by step and sat beside the middle-aged man. Looking at Wang Hanin, who was fair-skinned and exuded a girly fragrance, the middle-aged man's eyes became more lustful. He picked up the red wine in front of him, poured 2 glasses, and handed it to Wang Hanin. "Come, have a drink with me." "Old boss, I can't drink." Wang Hanin didn't dare to accept it. "Once it is born and cooked twice, won't it be good after drinking it today?" The middle-aged man's mouth raised slightly. Seeing this, Wang Hanin could only take the wine glass, closed his eyes and drank all the red wine in his stomach. Seeing Wang Hanin drinking, the middle-aged man laughed out loud. "I heard Yanzi say that you owe a lot of usury." The middle-aged man asked. Wang Hanin nodded. 1 million. 1 million? That's a lot. The middle-aged man said, took out a check, wrote 1 million directly on it, and pushed it to Wang Hanin. "Stay with me tonight, make me comfortable, this million is yours." The middle-aged man looked at Wang Hanin with confidence. He has done this kind of thing not once or twice. Under the temptation of money, no girl can control it. This method has been tried and tested. Looking at the check in front of her, Wang Hanin's breathing became rapid. This is 1 million. If she had this 1 million, she would not have to be threatened by those who lend her money, and she would not have to be a dancer in a bar all day. "I am worried every day, for fear of meeting an acquaintance." Wang Hanin's heart was frantically entangled, and she slowly stretched out her hand, but she retracted it again. She knew that as long as she picked up this check, her life would be completely ruined. "Although I am a dancer now, I still have a complete body. When I pay off the money, I can find a boyfriend to marry. I am not sorry for the other party, but I really want to be someone else's mistress, even if I can find a trustee in the future." The man of his life, Wang Hanin himself, will feel guilty for a lifetime. At this time, she suddenly thought of Chen Ping. She remembered that when she was a teenager, Chen Ping protected her very much. At that time, Wang Hanin always shouted that she wanted to marry Chen Ping, but as they grew older, the two became slowly, there have been fewer contacts. In addition, Chen Ping has found Geng Shanshan, a girlfriend, and he has reached the point of talking about marriage. Wang Hanin has never contacted Chen Ping. But who knows that things are impermanent? Chen Ping was not married, but he was sent to prison. Wang Hanin, who was still in college at the time, wanted to go to the prison to see Chen Ping, but because he went to school, he was unable to go. Today, when Chen Ping saw her like this, Wang Hanin was extremely distressed, and she was afraid that Chen Ping would tell her mother about it. If that happened, her mother would not be angry. "My father died early, and my mother raised her with hard work." If she was told that she was a dancer in a bar, she would definitely be angry. If she was someone else's mistress, she would definitely not recognize her as a daughter. Thinking of this, Wang Hanin shook his head firmly. "Boss, thank you for your love, but I don't have this idea." The middle-aged man was stunned for a moment. He was very surprised that Wang Hanin would refuse. "You must know that he has tried this method many times, and no one has rejected him. Some girls even jumped for joy. In this society, money is paramount. Is it because you don't have enough money?" I can give you more, and I'm buying you a house. As a love nest for the two of us, you can do whatever you want, and I won't interfere too much in your private life. You only need to accompany me 4 or 5 times a month. My current body is not suitable for putting too much energy on women, which can earn more than you as a dancer, and you don't have to be eaten by those stinky men. Middle-aged men are still seducing Wang Hanin slowly. Wang Hanin is already determined, she can't be someone else's lover, she doesn't want to exchange her life for this short-lived comfort. She looks disgusted when she sees the bald man in front of her. If the other person is not her own boss, she might have shout out. Boss, I really can't do it, you should find someone else. Wang Hanin shook his head again. Seeing that Wang Hanin was still rejecting him, the middle-aged man turned his face and said, when you come to me, do you still have a choice? There is no woman I can't get your hands on. Seeing this, Wang Hanin was so frightened that she got up in a hurry and wanted to run out, but just stood up. She felt the world was spinning and she was dizzy. Ha ha ha, you can't leave, you drank my wine, do you still want to leave? The middle-aged man laughed. Wang Hanin's face turned pale, she wanted to scold, but she couldn't open her mouth anymore, seeing the middle-aged man getting more and more blurry. At the end, he fell on the sofa with a thud, and the whole person could not move, and gradually fell asleep. At the same time, in the bar lobby, Sister Yan was smoking a cigarette and looked at the young and beautiful dancers on the stage with envy. Once upon a time, I was so young and beautiful, and I was very beautiful on the stage, and I was also appreciated and cared for by the big boss. But now, she has become a pimp who finds a woman for the big boss. She doesn't know what will happen to her in a few years. Sister Yan, that Wang Hanin has been spotted by the big boss, and now he is going to flourish. A waiter beside Sister Yan asked in a low voice. Of course, you should be careful when you meet that Wang Hanin in the future, but don't provoke her, otherwise there will be no good fruit to eat. Sister Yan spit out a chimney. No, but Wang Hanin's figure and skin are simply amazing, if this makes me. Shut up, you don't want to live? With your virtue, even the woman of the big boss dares to think about it. Before the waiter could finish speaking, Sister Yan said angrily. Sister Yan, I'm talking nonsense. The waiter slapped himself twice in a hurry. Forget it this time, if there is another time, I will deduct your salary for 1 month. Sister Yan said sharply. Thank you, Sister Yan, thank you, Sister Yan. The waiter hurriedly thanked him, reached out and squeezed gently on Sister Yan's butt. Look at how dead you are. Sister Yan smiled and pulled the waiter away. Sister Yan is getting older, although the big boss doesn't like it, but none of the young and strong waiters in the bar can escape her palm. The two talked very quietly at any time, but they were still heard by Chen Ping. Hearing that Wang Hanin was found by the big boss, it was for this kind of thing, Chen Ping's face was extremely cold. Chen Ping got up and walked towards the backstage. As soon as he reached the door, he was stopped by 2 waiters. Before the 2 people could make a sound, Chen Ping directly knocked the 2 people unconscious. Entering the backstage, Chen Ping didn't know where Wang Hanin was. There were rooms everywhere, and there was no way to find it, which made Chen Ping anxious. Just when Chen Ping was passing by a bathroom, he suddenly heard a burst of noises. Without any hesitation, Chen Ping rushed in and kicked away a compartment. What? I saw that in the compartment, Sister Yan was following the waiter just now. When the waiter saw someone rushing in, just as he was about to shout, he was stunned by Chen Ping's palm, and then grabbed Sister Yan's collar. Where did you take Hanin? You fuck! Seeing that it was Chen Ping, Sister Yan immediately yelled at her. But just as he spoke, Chen Ping grabbed Sister Yan's neck, and Sister Yan suddenly felt difficulty breathing, her face turned red, and there was fear in her eyes. In the office. Sister Yan said hurriedly. Take me there. Chen Ping let go of Sister Yan. Seeing Chen Ping's murderous face, Sister Yan didn't dare to play tricks, she could only lead the way in front. After bringing Chen Ping to the office, Chen Ping kicked the office door open with one kick. Boom! The loud noise shocked the middle-aged man. After Chen Ping rushed in, he saw Wang Hanin lying motionless on the sofa, while the bald middle-aged man was walking around Wang Hanin with his hands. Court death! Chen Ping's eyes were full of anger, and one strode forward, directly kicking the middle-aged man out. Hanin! Hanin! Chen Ping took off his coat and put it on Wang Hanin. Seeing that Wang Hanin was unconscious, he knew that he must have been drugged, so a spiritual force was transported into Wang Hanin's body. Wang Hanin slowly opened his eyes, and after seeing Chen Ping, he shouted in surprise, "Brother Chen Ping!" Just shouting, Wang Hanin fell asleep again. It seems that the effect of the drug is too heavy. The middle-aged man was kicked by Chen Ping, and he lay on the ground, his whole face turned purple. Boss! Sister Yan hurried forward and helped the middle-aged man up. The middle-aged man glared at Chen Ping. "Boy, you dare to beat me, I think you are tired of living, who are you?" While the middle-aged man was roaring, 4 thugs in black suits heard the movement and rushed in. "Boss, this guy may be Wang Hanin's boyfriend," Sister Yan said to the middle-aged man. From Chen Ping's attitude towards Wang Hanin just now, and his angry expression now, what else could it be if it wasn't a boyfriend? "I don't care who he is, kill him for me, dare to beat me, I will destroy you." When the middle-aged man saw his man rushing in, he immediately shouted loudly. Seeing this, the 4 thugs charged directly towards Chen Ping. Chen Ping put down Wang Hanin, and he didn't even look at the 4 thugs who rushed over. With a wave of his palm, the 4 thugs flew upside down and slammed heavily on the wall, unable to move one by one. Seeing that Chen Ping was so powerful, the middle-aged man and Sister Yan were all dumbfounded, with a look of fear on their faces. Chen Ping looked at the middle-aged man coldly. "Scumbag like you, damn! What do you want to do?" Seeing Chen Ping's murderous eyes, the middle-aged man said tremblingly, "I can tell you, this bar is covered by Tiger Lord. Do you know who Tiger is?" Just as the middle-aged man finished speaking, Chen Ping's cell phone rang. It was Lin Tianhe who called Chen Ping originally, but he never saw Chen Ping coming, so Lin Tianhe called Chen Ping to ask. "Mr. Chen, where have you been?" Lin Tianhe asked in a low voice. "I'm at Fenjihe Bar." "Fenjihe Bar?" Lin Tianhe was taken aback. What is Mr. Chen doing at Fenjihe Bar? "Murder." The short words contained endless murderous aura, making Lin Tianhe on the other side of the phone tremble with fright. "Mr. Chen, Fenjihe Bar is owned by Bald Li, and has been paying me the protection fee for Juyatang. I will take someone there right now, and I don't need Mr. Chen to do it himself." Lin Tianhe knew that if Chen Ping could say the word murder, it must be Fenjihe Bar that annoyed Chen Ping. "Okay." Chen Ping replied with only one word, hung up the phone, and then sat quietly on the sofa and waited.